Hello, my name is Brian Meeks, and welcome to Snarktown. Tonight we're continuing the reading from my novel, Underwood, Scotch and Rye. We're on Chapter 12. Arthur sat at his computer. He had, after much fidgeting and procrastination, successfully logged on to his Twitter account. There were more than a few comments directed toward him, mostly from students who thought the first day of class was better than most. It seemed rude not to respond, so he typed, "Thanks, see you Friday morning," or some variation to most of the students. Now faced with a blank 140-character canvas, he wanted to send out a real tweet. What to write, he thought. It wasn't just a question of tweeting, it was the question that had been plaguing him for over a decade. Damn, why is this so hard? He thought. 140 characters does not a novel make. He decided to go with, what is the sexiest root vegetable? ? Inquiring minds want to know. It took 5 minutes before he hit the send button. That done, he sat and waited. He didn't know for what. But Arthur expected something to happen. The silence spoke only of loneliness. A few tweets were added to the stream. One had a snarky political comment that made him chuckle. He didn't respond. Another tweet had a hashtag that read, Scottish Lust, with a link. One didn't need to be a social media guru to know that it was probably a bad idea to click on that link. A few more tweets appeared in rapid succession. They were between two students talking about football. Arthur wanted to jump in, but it seemed like he would be intruding. He loved football. Though Arthur wasn't enough of a sports junkie to hang out with the most rabid fans, football was fun to discuss. He wrote down on his yellow pad, "Is it okay to jump into a conversation?" He would ask Wynn or Kurt later. The next tweet had a link to an old blog post on a site called Spin Sucks. Arthur had to agree that Spin did, as a matter of fact, suck. He clicked on the post and began to read. It had a quote in the beginning that Arthur liked. "The pen is mightier than the sword," by Edward Bullier Lytton from Richelieu. Arthur was hooked. He read on. If this is true, and I believe it is, then the combination of the keyboard, parentheses 21st century pen, when combined with tweeting, would kick Edward's pen's ass. Sure, there will be skeptics. I get that. There is a sport which is known by some, but perfected by few. I speak, of course, of fake hashtaggery. It is usually played on a platform such as TweetDeck or Hootsuite, though one could certainly use Twitter. Does anybody use Twitter for tweeting anymore? I digress. Arthur didn't understand the bit about anyone using Twitter for tweeting anymore. He wrote it down as another question and went back to the post. He finished reading and called Wynn. He sensed a bit of excitement deep in his funny bone, and he had to share. "Hello, Dr. Byrne. How's it going?" "I'm doing some research, and I'm reading a blog post on Spin Sucks." "You know Spin Sucks?" "Somebody tweeted a link. I love that site." "Well, have you read the post on fake hashtaggery?" "I don't think so." "It's older, from, just a second, March 29th, 2011. I'll check it out. I've got it up. Let me read this to you." He began to read. The sport of fake hashtaggery dates back thousands of years to 2009. To those readers who have been using Twitter for a while, I don't need to explain the pound sign is also called a hashtag. To those who haven't been using Twitter until recently, please stop reading. go sit in the corner and think about what you've done. Oh, and don't try to play dumb. I know you mocked Twitter relentlessly until you started to see tweets on the CNN crawler. Then, all of a sudden, it was okay. Well, some of us have been here for years. We have been airing our grievances 140 characters at a time, all to build a world where people can search for loved ones in a disaster or overthrow a dictator. You're welcome. This brings me back to the most exciting sport since the Bulgarian ratapult. Fake hashtaggery is played by one or thousands. It often starts when a 12-year-old girl tweets something like, "Justin Bieber is the greatest musician ever," Arthur said in his best mocking voice. The first salvo would go something like this. Sally 02199. No, he isn't. He sounds like a cat producing a pile of sick. Hashtag Bieber is a monkey-faced boy. A little Bebep might respond, but this only makes it worse. At Sally 02199, his lyrics are trite. Your parents don't love you. Hashtag Bieber hair sucks. If she isn't crying by now, then it's hard to say which way it will go. She will either log off Twitter or, and this is where fake hashtaggery can become dangerous, she might rally several thousand screeching preteens to her cause. This can quickly turn into millions. People all berating one's middle-aged baldness and lack of fashion sense. This is not a game for the faint of heart. Few people know that Mubarak once tweeted that David Hasselhoff was overrated and that Arthur continued. Few people know that Mubarak once tweeted that David Hasselhoff was overrated and that Baywatch sucked. Within minutes, a gang of ruthless German people was using hashtags to imply an improper relationship between the president and a farm animal in a bikini. 20 minutes later, he stepped down and hasn't been seen tweeting since. Now, don't get me wrong, hashtags are very useful. I like to set up a search using reading or hashtag writing to find kindred spirits. Hashtags, when used properly, are very handy for group discussions. They make Twitter fun, can help with promoting, and, as I have said, even aid in emergencies. I don't mock the hashtag itself, but there are days when I'm feeling a little snarky, a little hashtag snarky, and a round or two of fake hashtaggery really lifts my spirits. Lynn was laughing when Arthur got to the end. She chirped, "That's funny. See, the internet isn't so bad now, is it?" It has